without further ado, we're going to jump into our next panel. So, as we started our last panel, I'd love it if you folks could just introduce yourselves, what program you're affiliated with, and also tell us the student population or the population that you work with.
My name is Neville Parker. I'm a professor of civil engineering here at City College. I'm a graduate of City College, 1964. That's a while back, I guess. I did my master's and PhD at Cornell University. I served in the U.S. Army, Vietnam Era veteran for 9 years. I started my academic career at Howard University. I took a leave of absence, went to Africa, Tanzania for 12 years, and returned to City College after 23 years in 1988. My field of expertise, if you will, is transportation engineering. I'm director of the CUNY Institute for Transportation Systems. I also am the project director for the National Science Foundation Louis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation in Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, a CUNY-wide program.
Dr. Parker, if you can speak up for us a little bit.
Can you guys hear me? I thought so. I can tell from the responses at the back of the room. So I'm used to projecting after being in the Army for a long time. Yeah. And in addition to my professorial duties, I somehow managed to spend a lot of time with students, kids, from high school all the way through to PhD. And I have a strong belief that whatever you do must also be in service to the community. Not to tell the community what to do, but to provide the analytical background that should inform decision making. So I think I better stop there. And then whatever questions come up, we can deal with it. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dominic Smith. I work for the YMCA of Greater New York. I work with at-risk youth as well as inner-city youth. I'm the teen and sports director as well as prevention specialist for the YMCA. My job is to create programs for youth as well as teenagers and prepare them for college as well as middle schools. I've been working for the YMCA for the last, I'd say, 9 years doing this work. I currently work for the Harlem YMCA for 6 years, and now I work for the Bedford-Stuyvesant YMCA, and I'll be currently moving to the Bronx YMCA. My specialty is going into the inner city and creating programs that's specifically geared for our population of teens and preparing them for college. I love what I do, and one of my goals is to have a majority, increase the numbers of kids going to college. I feel like high schools are not preparing kids for college. I speak in a lot of high schools, and kids are in the 12th grade and don't even know what college they're going to attend. I don't got a lot of experience like this guy right here next to me, so I kind of leave it at that. If there's any questions, move on.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carol Fraser, and my background is in media. I spent 8 years with Turner Broadcasting International, and some in the US, some in the UK, and then some back here in the US. Then after that, I became the head of sponsorships for Fisher Price. And then after that, now I am managing partnerships or corporate alliances for Meredith Corporation, which is in the magazine industry, which is like your Better Homes and Gardens, Traditional Home, and then we have 32 magazine titles. What I decided to do a long time ago was that I wanted to be a person that worked in corporate, but I wanted to be responsible. I wanted to make sure that I found a way to give back while I was being a corporate person as I grew. So what I started to do was that when I interviewed for jobs, I would introduce myself, and I would introduce my vision for helping others, and that kind of worked because I always got assistance from the corporations to go back and support the projects that I support. And in that capacity, I am the chair of the Lisa Lefty Lopez Foundation. So since her passing, along with her family, we started a nonprofit that operates in the US and in Honduras, and it supports youth that are orphans in Honduras, and then in the US we have several projects. And then in New York, I share Usher's New Look Foundation, with whom we partner with various organizations from the NBA Cares to United Nations. We have projects with UNICEF, and all of that, between those two, pretty much, they keep me quite a bit busy. But I love what I do in media, but I love what my job allows me to do and the resources that it allows me to bring to others. And so that's pretty much who I am in a nutshell. And I always tell young people that my mission in life is what I'm doing right now, and what I do there is what allows me to be here. So I have a little motto, which you'll see if you ever visit my website, that says, where I tell young people to believe in their fairy tale, because I do. And that's pretty much what I try to communicate with everyone that I meet along the way.
Good afternoon. My name is Kalade Adeyemo. I'm the Assistant Program Director at the Learn to Earn. It's a branch of the Harlem Children's Zone. We're located on 134th and 8th, right opposite from the Hope Center. And my background isn't primarily in education, but I have an interest in education. And I stumbled into nonprofit while I attended Binghamton University. I worked at the YMCA, worked at the Urban League, and I wrote my master's thesis on retaining African-American males in higher education. I noticed a lot of my colleagues and peers that I started school with didn't complete in 4 years. It took them more than 4 years to complete their first degree, so that was something that kind of like resonated for me, and I was curious to know what did the students that did complete in 4 years, what exactly were they doing? So I did some research in that, and I wrote my master's about trying to scale successful behaviors that African American and Latino male experienced in primarily PWI, and how they maneuver to complete the degree in 4 years so they don't come out with an exception of that. And post my graduation at Binghamton, an opportunity presented itself to work at the Harlem Children's Zone. And currently what I'm doing is creating programs for inner city kids that's primarily centered around technology literacy, media literacy, entrepreneurship, and using that as a platform to engage them academically and also prepare them for college.
My name is Sabha Ahmed. I'm a CCNY alum as of May, and also a YMCA program coordinator. I've been there for about 6 years, and I also work at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture as a instructor of spoken word and as an assistant to the director of public education programs. I work primarily with teenagers, mostly black male youth, and also some Latino youth.
Okay. Thank you to the